So I think it's about time we have a little conversation about Nicolas Jackson, a player that I have definitely had my opinions about, a player that I've been very vocal about on social media. And yeah, I mean, the last couple of days I've seen a few things, specifically the Bucket Hat Sam video where he did run through why Jackson is important and what good qualities he does have. And to be honest, that has kind of inspired me to make this video. I wasn't going to make a Nicolas Jackson video. I was going to be doing some other stuff because I tend to stay away from that right now. I'm going to leave that till the end of the season, obviously when we've got a little bit of a break before the Euros. But I feel like I want to post about this now. I feel like I want to talk about this now. And what I do want to say is that I'm not the biggest fan of Nicolas Jackson, and I never have been. I've never, in the time that he's been at Chelsea, never said that I think he's good, never said that I think, he was worth it or, he's the next Drogba, all that crap that people say. Yeah, I wasn't convinced. And I'm still not overly convinced, but what I am going to say is that maybe I was a bit too harsh on him. Maybe, there's room for improvement. Of course there is, because he's still very young. So what I want to do is I just want to kind of go over my base opinions, what I think personally from this last season, just from everything that I've seen. I watch pretty much every Chelsea game. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I watch every Chelsea game. I watch most games that I can. Even 3:00 kickoffs and stuff, I'll be watching as many as I possibly can fit on the screen, if that makes sense. So I've watched a lot of football. I watched a lot of Chelsea. That means I've watched a lot of Nicolas Jackson. Now, would I sit here and say the same opinion that I said back a few months ago, which is he is a 10 goals in 50 game guy, basically. That's what I said from the start, and that's what I've kind of stuck to. Would I agree with that now? Maybe not, but I think there's a few factors that contribute towards that. If Nicolas Jackson was in this team alone, I do not think at all he would have as many goals or goal contributions as what he does. Obviously, he's sitting in a team with Cole Palmer right now, who is literally one of the best up front right now this season. Absolutely amazing, crazy player, right? Crazy player. He's also got the likes of Madueke alongside him. I love Madueke. I think he's so good. Honestly, I just have a thing with certain Chelsea players. Gusto as well is one of them. Absolutely love Gusto. I think he's class. I think he's absolutely class. But we're talking about Nicolas Jackson here. We're talking about the man that's come over from Spain, the man that everyone said is the next Drogba, the man who has maybe given fans an underwhelming feeling, which I feel is kind of what was going to happen anyway. But a lot of people, they get overhyped in these transfers and stuff. So. Am I set on changing my mind, changing my opinions of Nicolas Jackson? And I'm going to say yes in one way, but not in every way. I don't think that there's, a Cristiano Ronaldo in him. I don't think that there's maybe even, a Mateta in him in that way, because I don't really see him as that. I don't see him as a striker as much anymore. I don't know why. Obviously Palmer's so good, and I just think I'd rather have Palmer in front of goal. But this is down to the Chelsea dynamic, and this is how he is being played and stuff. So, in my mind, if Nicolas Jackson was maybe 29, right now I'd write him off. But he's not 29. He's not 29. He's a young player. He's a young football player, and this is the thing that's going to help him. So, in the next few years, in the next few seasons, if he does start to thrive, then fair play to him, and that's what most players actually do. They have their first season in the Premier League. Most of them don't hit the ground running, unlike Haaland, who just absolutely obliterated the hopes and dreams of every single fan out there. But yeah, he's not done that. Nicolas Jackson, he's not done that at all. He's come in and he's done what he's needed to do, but he has missed a lot of opportunities. And them opportunities could cost Chelsea big, because they're actually on the brink of a European place. So in my mind, I think that Nicolas Jackson has cost Chelsea more than what he's helped them in a way right now. But I think in the next couple of seasons, there's going to be a big shift in a way that he's going to come into his own. He's going to be more adjust to the Premier League, and that's just what's going to happen, I think. I don't know if he's going to come and become one of the best players ever or best players at Chelsea or whatever. I don't see that happening. But what I do think is that he's definitely going to put away some good chances. He's going to put away some good things. He's going to do some things for Chelsea, but realistically, is he the next Drogba? No, he's not. So this is the thing. He's done okay this season. He's done okay, bar the chances he's missed. If we just ignore all the chances that he's missed. The other situations, like the hat-trick against Spurs, yes, it was a terrible hat-trick, but it's a hat-trick. So you can't sit there and say, oh, it was bad, because it's a hat-trick. You can't do that. So he scored a hat-trick against Spurs, and that's a London rival. You know, that's a big thing. That's a big game. And I think in that moment, Chelsea fans probably thought, well, he's arrived. But, you know, didn't kind of get to that next level. And maybe that's waiting for next season. Maybe not. Maybe, you know, maybe he flukes. Maybe he doesn't do anything. Maybe, well, whatever. But for me, I just see that there's definitely pace there. There's definitely like kind of venom in a way. There's this ability to get forward, to drive forward, to be kind of vicious in a way. And I feel like you need that in a striker. But I don't think he's on the levels of, you know, certain other people like Suarez. You know, Suarez was just like that. I don't think he's on that level at all. But I do think there's some type of thing inside of him where he is going to go out there and bash into someone and get in front of someone and do something to rile people up, because he's done it over and over and over again, which is okay as a trait. It's okay as a trait if you're doing good. Like if you're just absolutely battering everyone like Suarez was. But he's not so much battering everyone. It's not really like that. And I think there's definitely games where it was difficult for Nicolas Jackson to even come into the game. And we saw that like over and over and over again in the big games. But, you know, when it comes to playing the smaller teams, yeah, he's all right. You know, he's all right. He does the job. Would I sit there and say, I want this guy in my team? No, I would not. I mean, I wouldn't want this guy in my team. But have I changed my opinions in a way since looking at some more analysis of the player? Yeah, I've definitely changed my mindset in terms of what I think he offers. I think he offers a lot more than what I thought he did before. I think that he can be played somewhere else. I think he doesn't have to go up front, and that's the main thing with it, is that if he's going to be experimenting as like maybe a centre forward, you know, maybe even on the wing, I don't know. I wouldn't really want him on the wing as much, but he is very fast. So there's these other factors that can come into it. There's these other factors where if he's played a different way, maybe he plays better. But we haven't seen it yet, and I don't know if we're going to see it under Poch. I don't know if Poch is going to be staying. I don't know what's going to happen by the end of the season, but I just, you know, can't sit there and say Nicolas Jackson is a good footballer right now. Right now, I don't think I can. But I think after next season, we'll see some more from him. We'll see some more stuff. And from there, I think that's where the real opinions of Nicolas Jackson are going to grow. I don't feel like it's fair for me to sit here and judge him on his first season in the Premier League, because, you know, other than the fact Man City are at the top, right? Everyone else below, it's a very competitive league, very competitive. So you can't judge him because he's in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. So this is it. He's done his first season. He scored a hat-trick, you know, fair enough. It was a terrible hat-trick, but it's a hat-trick. He scored a decent amount of goals. Maybe not as many as what he should have. He is very, very up there in the missed chances category, and that's kind of what's costing him. And that's what leaves me to believe that maybe he's not an out-and-out striker. Maybe he's not the Drogba they thought he was. Maybe, you know, maybe he's just got some pace and, yeah, he can hit a ball hard. Do you know what I mean? There's been plenty of players like that, because Drogba was special, and I don't see the same thing inside of Nicolas Jackson, and no one else should either, because if you do, then you're clearly just delusional. Because I haven't seen one thing that even matches him with Drogba. I don't understand that debate. I don't understand that comparison. It doesn't make sense in my head. So this is the thing with him. He's a very weird one because he can go either way. We've got a few directions he can go. What one is he going to go down? If I had to predict, I'm going to say that he's a 10 goal and 50 game guy, and I'm going to stick to that. But what I am going to say is that he could definitely make a difference, and he's not a complete, waste of a player. He can make a difference, and he has made a difference this season. He's helped a lot, but he's also destroyed a lot. This is where the dilemma is. It's in the middle. Is he good? Is he bad? I don't know, because I don't know what's going to come out of him. I don't know what he's going to whack out in the game. I don't know what he's going to be up for. I don't know if he has to be in a certain mood to go out and perform. I have no idea, but what I can say for certain is that so far in the first season, he hasn't lived up to the hype. He hasn't lived up to expectations. The amount of Chelsea fans that said to me, "Oh, well, he's bagging 20 this season," it's not going to happen. So, are you that confident at the start? Are you that confident now? Are you that confident going into next season that he's going to bag 20? Because I'm not confident that he'll bag 20. I think that he could definitely get up to the 10 mark. I think that's definitely possible. But do I think that he's going to go and do a Cole Palmer or, go and do a Saka or a Foden? Or no, not at all. I don't think he's going to be up there with the likes of Foden and Saka and, all these players that are absolutely balling out for their clubs right now. There's no way. I just don't see that. What I do see is that he gets used as a support player. He's going to be used to support Cole Palmer, and that's completely justified. You should be supporting Cole Palmer. I would literally build the whole team around Cole Palmer. Like, there's no debate. You get Cole Palmer, Madueke and Gusto, and you build that team around them. There's no debate. You literally have to. You can't ignore them players, because when I think of the top Chelsea players, Nicolas Jackson does not pop into my head. He's not a player that I would sit there and go, we really, really are scared of him. Or like, if we're playing him, we have to be really careful of Nicolas Jackson. I'm not like that with Nicolas Jackson. I'm thinking, give him the ball as much as you want. I don't care. But when Palmer's on the ball, not good. When Gusto's running down the wing, overlapping, not good. Madueke as well. I don't care. A lot of people don't rate Madueke. I absolutely love him. I'm going to do a separate video on Madueke as well, just because I do think he is that good of a player. And this is the thing, though. Nicolas Jackson is in shadows right now. He's in the shadows of players who are outperforming him, just impressing more, doing so much more than what he has been doing. And obviously Cole Palmer has penalties. And that caused a lot of controversy as well, because you could see from that whole penalty situation where they all start snatching at the ball, even though we all know that whoever's the penalty taker is the penalty taker. It don't matter how many goals they scored. If they want to take the penalty, they take the penalty. And you listen. But he didn't. He tried to grab the ball and then he flipped out and he got angry. You could tell that's not a team player. He just wants the stats onto his name. And that's where I kind of fall at the hurdle with Nicolas Jackson. I don't think he's the man to take Chelsea forward. I think he's the man to take himself forward. I think he's the man who's going to go out there and do everything for himself, get the numbers on the board or look at me. I don't think he sits there and goes, I really want to do this for Chelsea. I really want to do this for the fans. I just don't see that. And I don't know. A lot of fans maybe disagree with me and they say, well, no, he's great with the fans. But realistically, if you're snatching a penalty out of your captain's hand or out of the penalty taker's hand, you're not a team player. Like, I understand Palmer's getting greedy. And I understand, he should maybe give away a few of the penalties just because he's had so many. But it's down to him, and that's it. He's going to boost his stats, I know. But at the same time, he's performing so well that you kind of just ignore that side of it. If Jackson had 20 goals this season, it would get ignored because it's he's performed anyway. He's just hungry for more. Blah, blah, blah. But it's not that. It's that he's desperately clinging onto getting more goals just to kind of bolster out his season more. And that's what I saw from it. And that's what I see from him now. I don't see him as a team player. I probably won't see him as a team player for a while, unless he changes his ways. I don't see that happening. But I do think that there's potential and there's time. He's got a lot of time. Next season, new season, it's going to be interesting. And it's going to show as well. It'll be Haaland's third season in the league. You know what I mean? It'll be plenty of other players, second season, especially Jackson. So now it's we got to wait and see what happens next season. But if he doesn't do that much next season, then I can't sit there and say, there's potential, because in that second season, if you don't show that there's something there, then there's probably nothing there, if you know what I mean. He's adjusted to it. He's had over 30 games in the league. He's had plenty of cup games as well. So it's the same thing, really. You're playing English teams. And if he doesn't perform or do something different next season where, maybe 15 goals, 15 to 20 goals, maybe it'll be a time for them to look at other options. And that's just my opinion on him. I don't think that there's ever really going to be a time where he's going to be a Chelsea legend. I don't think he's anything close to Drogba. And I just think that, there's some potential there. But realistically, if it doesn't come out soon, I don't think it's ever going to come out.